are ya? I think I might have a bit of a connection. Oh, looks like we're live now. I never quite know. I don't always get a great connection out here. Let me pull us up off to the side. Just find us here and we'll get going. We're going to have a great project tonight. Let's find us here for some reason. I don't think that it's caught up with us yet. Okay. I'm sorry. If you're just joining us, I am Wendy. If you don't already know, I'm an independent chocolatier designer. And I really want to get my laptop going because it's hard for me to see all your comments straight ahead. Hey Denise, how are ya? Hi Deb. Hey Jay. Let me refresh the screen and then we'll get started and then we'll get that caught up in a minute. So tonight we're going to do a really fun project. We're going to do a little bit of chalking and we're going to do a lotus flower tonight. And you can see this one is a little more intricate design, so it's going to just take a little bit more tonight for us to pull this one together. I was looking at a few colors. I think I pulled some colors out that will work well for us tonight. And, you know, we'll wing it as we go along. So how is everyone tonight? How is everyone doing with isolation? I guess today is Tuesday. We're not quite hump day yet, are we? We're getting there, almost the middle of the week. Who's working from home? Are you working from home, Deb? Denise, I think you're retired like I am, aren't you, girl? All right, there we go. Now we're popping up here. So let's get this going here. And there we have it. Perfect. I love it when that happens. So tonight we are doing the lotus flower. We're doing it on our 18 by 18 Sylvie frame. It is a great frame. I think I have to move it over a little bit so you guys can see it there. Really nice frame, simple design. Looks great hanging. It has a little bit of detail with the depth to the frame, but not too much. So that is perfect. So let's get this ready to go here. I picked up a little bit of lint. A little flecks of this and that, and flecks are not our friends, so let's get those off here. And I'm going to take my backing off. This is a fresh board and a brand new transfer, never used before. So we're gonna have to fuzz this one really, really well. Or I'm gonna have some troubles getting it off the board later because of the adhesive backing. As you can see, it's sticking to me pretty well there. Just get this off without, there we go. I can tell you from great experience, when you get your transfer stuck to itself, it's a real tough thing to try and get it unstuck. So if you're just joining us for the first time, our transfers are a silk screen transfer. You can probably see the screening in there. You can see me through it. They're not just an opening like a regular stencil, and they have an adhesive backing so they stick nice and firmly to the surface. So that's really great for preventing any bleeding of your color in underneath your design. And they're also reusable. So each transfer, on average, you're going to get about 8 or 12 uses out of it. But if you take really, really good care of it, you're going to get a lot more. There's several transfers that I use that I love, and I've gotten a lot more use out of them. So I'm just using, this is almost like a towel. This is called our fuzzing cloth. And I'm just trying to pick up a little bit of lint here onto the back of it, just so it doesn't stick too firmly to my surface. A little bit. I want it there. They're still pretty sticky, as you can see. I want it sticky, but not too sticky. I've been wanting to do this project for a while. I think this one will be a fun one. I was looking at my colors before I got started, and I chose a few, but it's kind of hard, and you'll see as we get started here, some of the design blends into the next part of it. So there's no real definite start and stop, so that gets a little bit trickier. Right, that gets a little bit trickier to get your colors into the right spot where you want them. I think this one's still pretty sticky. Sticky. All right. Get that unstuck from itself. And we're just going to get this laid down nice and flat. We don't want any air bubbles. Again, that's kind of like a fleck on the surface. If you have an air bubble right next to a part of the screening, that's going to give the opportunity for your paste to bleed in underneath. And I see a little fleck. A lot of open screening on this one. And I see a little fleck right here that I don't want, because it's sitting kind of just on the edge of my screening, and that is not going to allow my paste to stick there. Wow. He's stuck on pretty good. I think I've got him now. Pesky little fella. All right. Right, so I think we're pretty good here. So everyone chat with me. Let's have a nice social time here. If you know anybody who might have fun, invite them to join us. Share away. The more the merrier. Okay. So I think we're pretty good to go here. I feel a couple little flecks here and there, but they're not in critical spots. We can let them be. So the colors I've chosen are Couture Teal, Buttermilk. I have nice Spring Zing. This is one of our En Vogue colors. I have white. Then I have Raspberry Sorbet and Blue Jay. Again, this is another En Vogue color. And the En Vogue means that we have 5 colors that release with each season. So these are right in style with the season. So, what do you think of those colors? You think those are pretty good to start off with? I think I'm going to start up here. And you're going to see as I go along here, I'm going to chalk. Oh, I do have a fleck there that is going to cause a bit of trouble there. Let's lift that back. I'm going to chalk, and then I'm going to lift my transfer. And that is because my paste is going to dry fairly quickly, quicker than I'm going to finish this project. So with that, I don't want my paste to dry in the screening, because then when I lift my transfer, I'm going to lift my design. So what I'll do is I'm going to paste, then I'm going to lift, and I'll paste and I'll lift, and that will allow my paste to dry on the board and not in my transfer. So let's get started. Just give this a bit of a stir up. It looks like it could use a little bit of water. This paste is this one's a little bit funkier than some. You want your consistency to be about the smoothness of sour cream or yogurt. This fella got a little cold in the shipping process. So he still works great, but he just has a different consistency than you'll notice some of my other pastes have. So let's get started. I think I'm going to do buttermilk, the yellow buttermilk on these flowers up here. Can you guys see them there? They're right at the top of the screen. So this guy's a little bit thicker as well. If your paste is thick, just add a little bit of water and give it a stir up until you reach the consistency that you want. And I'll just show you here. This is more the norm for your chalk paste. So just like that, nice and smooth, a little bit thicker, kind of holds its shape. All right, and we're underway. Just use my squeegee. I'm just going to push my paste through the silk screening. Is everybody familiar with Chalk Couture? Does anybody, if you have any questions at any point about what I'm up to or the products or anything, just send me a message and I will explain it all. There we are. I think we're good. So you just take your excess off, put it back in the jar. I don't know if we're quite ready for spring yet. It seems like we still have our cold weather. It was actually snowing a little bit today. So you'll be able to see our first design come along here. And there we go. Just going to let that flop back in. Just want this up just a little bit smoother where my leaves are. You know what? I'm going to change my direction a little bit. I'm just going to dry that. Just use my hair dryer just because I don't want that to... The leaves are kind of intermingled with them. Up. Doesn't take too long at all. And I'll just make sure I don't have any air bubbles in my next section I'm going to work with here. There we go. I'll leave that fella out because I'm going to use him again. And then we'll use our green on this section. I got puppy dogs coming to visit and lying down there. We're never too far. So has anybody checked out all the sales we have going on right now? Oh my God, this month is fantastic for promotions and sales. Tomorrow we have our Celebrations catalog coming out, releasing. It's an online catalog. And we just had our Spring Summer catalog with new designs released the beginning of February. And now, kind of in between our catalogs, which are February and July, we have suites come out. And a suite is about another 20 or 30 new transfer designs for the upcoming season. There, doesn't that look great? Love it. I'm going to dry that up too. So tomorrow actually is a suite releasing with 35 new designs, and oh my god, I've gotten a sneak peek at them. I've actually posted a little sneak peek on this page as well, and they are gorgeous. I love them, love them, love them. I'll have to check them out. In addition to that, we have some surfaces that they've actually reduced the price on, which is lovely. They're very, very nice surfaces. Our natural burlap boards, and they're they look like a stretched canvas, but they're actually a hard surface like a board. Beautiful to chalk on. Did I get flex in there? We did too. Beautiful, beautiful to chalk on. And the diagonal palette, another gorgeous surface. I've taken advantage of the lower prices and done a little bit of shopping and ordered in several of those surfaces. Okay, I'm just trying to get this smoothed out to the next area I'm going to work in here. Make sure I've got no air bubbles. All right, so I think I'm going to do my raspberry sorbet on these three. So I'll do that much, and then we'll see where we get to from there. This one looks a little thick as well. I think these pastes came in the same shipment. Unfortunately, got a little too cold. But like I said, they might be a little different consistency, but they work great. A little more water to that. That will do. So we do that. I'll do the pink in here. Sure where I'm going to stop and start right there. See, this is a little bit more difficult. If you can see that, I've got a nice border that comes down, but it stops there. So let's just start chalking and see how it works out. See where we end up. I'll try and maybe run along that border. Close I can get. If it doesn't work, then we'll go on to plan B. Actually, that's not too bad. Thing is my next color is going to have to butt up against it. I think I'm actually just going to go right over that, and I might go right down into this next and carry my pink. That's one of my primary colors right down. This is winging it, guys. We'll just figure it out as we go along. All right. And I think I'm going to carry it down into this flower here. My excess off that area there. Get this one done. I'm getting sloppy. I got a little paste into that one area. We can fix that though. How to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to try and bring this down here. Alright. And this fella. Everyone's awfully quiet tonight. You got to start chatting with me. Keep that little border there. Excess off. And we'll lift this part. You ready for this reveal? Let's see what this looks like. It's coming along. My edges could use just a little bit of cleaning up there. That's where I'm trying to do those borders, but once it's all done, it will all come together. So I had just come down into here, and I got it, so I'm just gonna, this is just a sol white, and then where I got it on here, I'm just gonna clean it up off there, and we're good. Clean it up out of my screening. And I'm going to dry that portion of it. Let me just clean up this line a little. This is a rechalkable board, so I'm not really too concerned at all about because if I don't like this at all, I'm just going to wash this away, spritz it with a little water, wipe it away, and I can just start. So that's the beauty about these surfaces, is the ability to just do that. Transfer back, smooth out the areas we're going to work into next. Okay. Get rid of some of that piece there. So, what color do you think we should do next? Should we go with the Couture Teal, that nice teal blue color? That might look nice next to the pink. Little pop of color. Just getting my excess pink off here just so I know it doesn't travel into the other areas. A lot of people do this transfer as a hot mess where you just mix up all your colors, and I know why now. So probably a little bit easier to do that. Okay, there's our Couture Teal. Anybody that follows me knows that this is my favorite color. Okay, so let's do Couture Teal on these two areas. We'll start off with that and see where we end up with that. These two colors will pop nicely together. I'm going to have to bring that pink down a little bit right there. I think I stopped a little too soon. This fell over here, right up to the peak. I'm going to stop him right there. This design sure blends into one another. This is what I was looking at previously as to whether it would be an issue for me or not. We'll see what it looks like when we're done. Like I said, if I don't like it, I'll erase it and I'll do it again. And I'll do a hot mess, guaranteed. Okay, so just carry that down to there. And take our excess off. Alright. And we'll pull this one out. My gosh, guys, you're so quiet tonight. I need some chatter. Right? Day long, we need to chit chat. Goes right down to there. So there's just a couple little areas I'm going to clean up here. Right there, I obviously got a little bit into my screening here. And I think I went a little over these areas here. No worries, we'll fix it up. All right. I'm thinking hot mess next time. That's fussing. And just realizing that I brought it down on this side, but I didn't on that side. Oh well. A lotus flower is supposed to be uniform. Okay. There's one area right there I just want to get a little paste into. Okay. Get that laid down a little flatter. And creating air bubbles. And that we don't want. pieces here that I'm going to carry into my design, I think. Get rid of those. All right. What color do you think we should do next? This area. Might do the blue down here again. I want to bring a little bit of white into it too. Those bubbles out. Okay. How about we do white in here? That will just be a little bit. I don't know if I'm liking my choices here. This might be an erase and repeat. We'll see. Sometimes it's just not what you envision. This might be one of those times. Looked good in my head though, really good. Alright. Maybe I'll quickly do some pink back down into here. I'm just going to grab it on my squeegee, I think. And repeat our colors a little. Get over here. I have a great project planned for this week. I'm thinking we might keep it for later in the week. We could always try and do it tomorrow because it's going to be a two-part project. What do you guys think? Hey, Tammy, how are you? It's going to be a two-part project. We're going to create one night our surface that we're going to chalk onto another night. And to create it, we are going to do a, how does that sound? I got some more supplies in this week. Thank you, Amazon. Amazon isn't delivering too much on time these days. So much for getting it next day or Prime or anything like that. We're not getting a lot of that these days. But I was able to get some of my products in. I'm using the Lotus Flower tonight, Tammy, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it at all. What do you guys think of doing it over again? I can wash up my transfer really quick. We'll remove this design. I don't mind the top. I'm thinking we're going to do a hot mess. What do you guys think? That's not too hard to do, is it? I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to put my transfer into, because I'm not liking how the design blends together. And there aren't a lot of start and stop areas. I thought I could try and kind of play with it, but I'm not liking it. So I'm going to put that, at least the area we worked on, into the water. I'm going to set this aside, and we are going to wash this up. Actually, let's wash the transfer. And then we will. I'm going to leave all my paint out, so we're going to do this fast so I don't end up. We're changing directions tonight. Look good from there. Thank God for a distant camera angle. I'll hold it up and I'll show you guys before we re-chalk it, but before I remove it. But no, it really wasn't going to be one of my favorites, that's for sure. Okay, so if you haven't been around, some of you, when I've cleaned a transfer before, very simple to do. This is just our board eraser. It's a foam eraser. It has a little bit of a texture to it, so it just picks up and removes that paste for us. Just going to get a little bit of extra water down into a couple of those areas. Yep, there it goes too. Okay. This side isn't too bad. I didn't use the bottom of it. We'll dry it up with a paper towel. And let's do the other side. Again, large transfer, you really don't want to stick it back on itself. That is a nightmare. Usually it's nicer if you ever do that to have another set of hands to pull it apart with you. I'm not going to worry about all my fuzz that's on the back here, because I'm going to need some of it again. You guys get the full gamut. You get to see how to clean a transfer, and you get to see how to remove our design. And the best part is, when you don't like it, just remove it and start again. On a rechalkable surface. A porous surface, you're not going to have that same luxury. You'd have to repaint it, like wood or I paint canvas all the time, anything like that. But, all right, so that's all clean. Let's dry this side. That's the first time I've ever stopped a project halfway on a live, but I really wasn't liking that design too much. Okay, so that feels pretty good. That will be sticky again. I'm ready to go very shortly. And let's bring our board back up and let's remove this design. I don't mind the flowers at the top. I think I might leave those. What do you think? Well, I need to get my water. Just a minute. All right. I have a solid flowers when we're doing the hot mess everywhere else, so they're gonna go too. So you get to use our nice scraper, and you see how easy the design just comes up with that. The longer the water sits on, the easier it does scrape up and not leaving it quite as long. But it's still doing the trick. And get rid of our excess. Use our board eraser. Clean the board up, and we'll be ready to go. So you guys are here for the first. I'm gonna put my paper towel. First time on board halfway through live. You just got an eraser, and it's a game. Isn't it a game changer? Do you have the scraper, Tammy? You need to get the scraper. You want a game changer? That's a game changer. The board eraser is fantastic. The scraper is super fantastic. All right, so that's good to go. And we'll bring our transfer back. I'm just gonna blow dry it a little bit, just make sure my screening is dry. I don't want it too hot though. I don't see any wet spots. That looks good. And let's fuzz her up again. And we'll do the hot mess. I think that's the only way to kind of get around the stops and starts on this design. Oh, I didn't hold it up before and show it to you guys. Believe me, didn't look good. All right, that will do. Oh. And let's stick her down. To stick before it's ready, before it's flat. There we go. That looks good. A little air bubble there, but it won't cause me any grief. This is going to be so much better. So much better. You guys ready for this? So, let's get our blue paste out. We're ready to go with this. So a hot mess is when you basically dab the colors that you want around your design. Kind of, if you want certain colors in certain areas, you're going to direct your colors where you want it. And then you are going to blend them all together. And kind of a tie-dye effect, more or less, but a little more fine-tuned than a tie-dye effect. So that looks good there. That one's okay. I don't want my paste to dry out before we're ready to use it. You're always a hot mess. Then you would love this technique. This is made for you. All right. So I think I'm going to maybe, let's see, maybe work a little bit from the center out with my colors. So I think I'm gonna get some blues and that around here, and maybe I'll add some pinks. Get some teal blue. And give it some sort of dimension maybe. See if we can do this. This would be pretty in like one solid color too, if you did it in gold tones with some yellows or something along those lines as well. Some blue there. Maybe we'll take this color out a little bit more. You have to kind of work a little bit fast with this because your paste will start to dry on you. Add a little water to this one. White always seems to be a little bit thicker and wants to dry up a little bit faster. All right, so let's give it a nice white center, a pure white center, pureness. Isn't it great how you can change your mind and erase the board and just start over again? That works for me, boy. A little bit of white up here with those. Go with a little bit of yellow. I don't think I want quite as much of the yellow. I'll dab it a little bit here and there around the white. Okay, now a little bit more of this pink. Funky pink. Let's see if my color scheme works for me here. This paste is a little bit different to work with because of the consistency of it, but it works. Focusing on my colors here. Sorry guys, I'm getting quiet on you. Don't mind me seeing where I want everything here. Some of our blue jay. don't want it too dark. The darker colors don't show up quite as well on the black background. So I have to put some up here, don't I then? So I'm going to add some brighter colors near the dark colors to try and get them to give them a little more brightness. Some of those leaves. Okay, so let's get some brighter colors in here. Let's see what this turns out like. I might go back and just add some white and that here and there, just to give it a little more brightness in a few areas. You see any areas that I need anything? Not missing any comments from you guys? Okay. Some green up here, and some green over here. This area with these darker colors, some yellow in around the blues, because they're kind of dark. All right, I think we're pretty much ready to blend here. What do you think? They always turn out different, so we never quite know what we're going to end up with. Some of this lighter blue in around these dark blues. All right, you ready for this? Okay, I was thinking I might use my finger, but I don't think I will. Let's just start blending them. Now I don't want to get too much. I want some blending, but I don't want it to turn to mud. So I'm going to take a little bit off as I go. You use a little more paste, that's for sure, with this style, with this technique. And work our way in. Try and keep the color variation that we kind of laid out here a little. Different. As I spread it, I'm kind of, if I just started and just kind of squeegeed the whole thing, I would start to get a muddy effect to it. I'm starting to get a real mess here too. Another thing. So we'll get all our excess off now, and then we'll lift it and we'll see what we have. So now I pushed most of my color through my silk screening, so I kind of determined when I did that what colors are going to be in what area. So get some of these ridges off, and I want to work fairly quickly so I don't end up with it drying. That's your whole goal, is to kind of get it all laid out and get your transfer lifted before your paste starts to dry. I think that will do. Let's get her lifted. You ready for this? Let's see what we have. Our hot mess lotus flower. Well, that's not too bad. It's a little bit darker. I think I had, my red was a little bit, I'm just going to get this in my water bath over here so it doesn't dry too firmly in my transfer. It's a little harder to clean then. I'll get some of this paste off me and I'll hold this up for you. I am a hot mess now. A little bit different than my previous one. I've got my elephant up here on the wall. All right. Don't mind it. It's not too bad. What do you think? That won't look too bad, I don't think. I like it better than I did earlier. Kind of goes with my color schemes. Well, there we have them. I was thinking I would just take my camera down and show you some of the options that you do have. I have my elephant up here. So let me see if I can remove my camera and just show you my other wall here. Let me see if I can turn you around. There you go. Then I can see what you see. So here is, this is my I won't show you behind me because that place is a hot mess. But you can kind of see some of the stuff that we've created here. Pillow over in the corner, love that fella. Tammy, you'll remember that. There's our salt wash we did that one night. Our home transfer and some of our eggs. There's our home transfer. You can get a better look at that. I've done some drawer fronts with the welcome sign, and I've got another one here. Let me just move this one. Bed and breakfast. Love that transfer. Welcome to our bed and breakfast where you make both. We did a tray here. No bad days. That was last night's project right there. These guys in our box frame are vegetables. Asparagus, tomato, and then I don't know if you noticed artichoke up there. Love. But then here on our wall, how come everything looks backwards? Let me see if I can flip that for you. I flipped it earlier. Oh, there you go. It's because I flipped the camera. So there's just some of the other things that that I have in here that I created. Some of my transfers, some of the ones up there. Oh, there's a Christmas one. A couple of Christmas ones still on the wall that I need to replace. So we'll find a home for this fella. Let me see if I can flip you around here. Flip you back. Close that. No, it's not going to work now. There we go. I'll flip you back. So, there we have it. We are done our project. I'll pull it up here, just show it to you again. We'll lean it up on here. Watch out for the Easter eggs. And there it is. Hot mess lotus flower. It's not too bad. Well, I don't know if you noticed, there's our elephant from the other night. So colors are similar, not quite the same. All right, so join us this week we're going to do some great chalking. Like I said, one of the nights we're actually going to do a paint pour. And with that, we're going to do a couple of them that night, I think. And we're going to create some surfaces that we're actually going to chalk onto. So we'll pour one night, we'll do a nice paint pour one night, and then the next night it'll be all dry and ready to go, and we'll create something on it. So that'll be kind of fun. Have you done a paint pour before? It's a really fun thing to do. Once you do it, because you can do them fairly quickly, you actually want to just keep going and going and going. And I've done that before and I end up with lots and lots and lots. So anyway, so join us tomorrow night. We'll do a nice project tomorrow night, and I'm thinking Thursday night is going to be the paint pour, and Friday night we're going to chalk onto the surface that we create. How does that sound? Oh, you watched last night's on replay today? Good. I'm glad that you're following along, Tammy. Oh, what's the no? You don't want to do a paint pour? Okay, now I gotta know. You gotta tell me what the no is. I can't leave until you tell me. Oh, I think we've got a delay here. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to wait, and you're gonna have to tell me tomorrow night what the paint pour is, or what the no's for. Anyway, oh, you haven't done a paint pour. Okay, good. You guys will love it. It's a lot of fun. And just like a hot mess, every paint pour comes out a little bit different. So we're going to do our best to try and create the type of background that we want for the transfer we're going to use. So we'll do our best, and we can do a couple of them that night, and we'll see how they turn out. Be a lot of fun, a lot of mess. They're messy things, but anyway, they'll be a lot of fun. So join us tomorrow night. I'll do another chalking project, and then Thursday night we will do our paint pour, and Friday night we'll chalk on our paint pour. I'm sorry, a little bit of suspense, but well, we might be able to do our paint pour a little bit earlier. We'd have to do it earlier tomorrow night because I've got a online meeting with Chalk Couture later tomorrow night. So, well, let me know. We could do it earlier. Like if we did it at 7 o'clock, might be able to do that. So send me some messages and let me know which night works better for you. And that's it for tonight. I hope we had fun. You guys were here for the first, where I aborted the project and started all over again. Oh well, didn't turn out too badly in the end. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.